Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. It is a Friday night, and I am breaking my one of my biggest rules I have for myself. Never go live on a Friday night. Well, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but to sit there and when I heard about this news article that is going around that says that Summer Wells, bear with me one second here. We'll come back to that in a moment. At Summer Wells, here it is. Human remains found at the home. Let me blow that up a little bit. If you guys can't see that, I apologize. It says human remains found at the home. I couldn't help when I saw this article and I started looking at the language in this article that I had to go live. And when I say I realized this was at about 2, 3 o'clock this morning, and before I continue on, I am going to stop for a second here, and we'll come back to that and a big time tease for you guys of what I'm talking about, and we'll be getting into it, really getting into this. I'm going to stay here and say hello, Palm Patrol, True Crime and Other Stuff. Lorraine Aldrich, thank you for coming out, everybody. Pat Wick, thank you. Who Said What? Thank you very much. Peas in a Pod, waving back to you, even though you can't see, waving back to you. Kathy Kniffen, thank you very much for coming out. Liplock No More. Liplock, I gave you the wrong email address, I believe, and I owe you an apology for that. Goodness knows I'm a tech savvy person. I can build a computer, but when it comes to doing things like email, never trust me. Take my email address from Carrie. She'll post it in a moment, I'm sure. Take the email from Carrie, and we'll still set up something that you and I will do a live sometime together. And let's see here. We have Diane Solomon and Kimmy's Lounge. Thank you very much, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Cosplay, thank you, and thank you very much for Miss Justice. Yes, I did see you say you have a new blue color. Absolutely, well deserved. I appreciate you everything you do, have been doing, and I could always use a great assistance as this channel grows. Country Christian, thank you very much. Find Summer's Truth, absolutely. Hello, how are you? Denelyn 2, the legendary. Hello. I always think I mispronounce your name, so forgive me if I do. Who Said What? Thank you. I think I did say you already. See something, say something. Thank you for coming out. We're actually going to get into that in a moment. I don't think this is bot written. I do not think this is bot written. Be the Bean, thank you very much. Miss Lorraine, thank you for coming out. Truth Finder, thank you very much. That's interesting. Thank you very much. Annabelle Roma, thank you for coming out. Kate Yu, thank you very much. Gaelic Girl, thank you very, very much for coming out. I appreciate you. There are a lot of fake written AI articles, but when I tell you more, when I get into this, you'll understand that this is actually written by somebody. They didn't put their name on a byline, but this is actually written by somebody. Hello, Janice. Thank you very much for coming out. And if I miss anybody in the chat, please know I say hello, and especially hello, Sugar Mama. I just saw you. Also, please, if you are a part of the replay crew and will watch this later, I appreciate you doing so. I am only going to be a short amount of time. We're going to get through this quick. Normally, I am a person where I'm going to give you information that I've researched, and I don't show the information because I encourage you to research it. Tonight's going to be different. I've researched it, and I'm showing you all the information. Justice Jane, thank you very much for coming out. So this article, and I'm going to point out a couple things. The website is TechMet Pro. These links up here lead nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Dead pages. No byline. Says June 18th, 2022. And it's just now starting to get attention in Summer Wells investigation, or what's going on with Summer Wells. The very first thing that caught my attention of this article is the grammar. I am not an expert. When I say I barely passed with a C average when it comes to English, I'm not kidding you. I was dyslexic, and I learned to overcome it. And so grammar and English and writing is not my sharpest skills. But when something is obvious to me, there's a problem. Let's just listen to the grammar on this. Most of people's are interesting to know. The updated news regarding Summer Wells remains found. Human remains found. I'm going to skip around a little bit. I'm not pointing out anything in particular because it's a copy-paste job when it comes to certain areas. Like the investigation reports continues and investigation investigators finally have not given up. Police got information through attending one call. So the grammar in this is actually atrocious, but I have an explanation for this coming up. This article goes on to say that 6 months prior to this article being written, that Summer Moon, Utah Wells remains were found about 6 months before this was actually even written. So we're talking about a couple months ago, it would have been a year. February, it would have been a year. Authorities have partnered with the MTSU Anthropology Department and local law enforcement agencies to find the body. MTSU is not near Tennessee. MTSU is not where they would send a person for an autopsy in the Tennessee Tri-Cities area. They'd send a body that they wanted an autopsy performed over to Quillen. Quillen. It's a big name in the Tri-Cities area. So what does this building have to do with Summer Wells? Now, I warn you, I am not hiding in any addresses on this. This is not even in the United States. If you can understand Icelandic, you'll be able to understand the street signs. You'll be able to understand this information right up here. This building is the registered address for the website that we were just looking at the news article on. right here. For anybody who wants to know what website I am looking at, it is actually a website I recommend everybody use. Scamadvisor.com. You can go there and they do the detailed data dump work for a website. And it will tell you whether or not this website is suspicious, or if it's outright known to be a website that is a spam site, or as they actually refer to it by their rating. I'm going to go scroll back up here for a second. My apologies. Their trust score is a 32 out of 100. 32 out of 100. This is what their data dump that they did on this website shows. The trust score of TechMet Pro is low, and it gives you an explanation. The negative highlights are the identity of the website is hidden on Whois. The server of the website of the site has low reviewed other websites. The registrar of the website is popular among scammers. Ding, 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 ding. Everybody should have 5 alarm bells going off in their head. The website seems popular, but is also young. This website looks to be hosted by a shady server provider. This website was written by somebody that intends to scam people with information about Summer Wells. And Darlene Spencer, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming out. And again, Lisa Kleckler, I did see you come in as well. Again, if I missed anybody else coming in, please know that I am saying hello to you. It's just I'm not seeing your name. It's not anything against anybody. And I sat there last night. And again, like I said, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning. Carrie did it with me. We saw this article. We started looking at it. We started digging into it. It took us about 10 minutes time to find out this information, to dig around and find out this information. This website, I'm going to show you this information. Like I said, I'm not hiding tonight any information. I'm showing you it all. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to be off in another 20 minutes. I'm not hanging around. We're not going to. I got to get up. I got to get myself dinner and go to bed early tonight because I have to be ready for work by 9 o'clock in the morning. I have a start time tomorrow morning of 9 a.m. So please, my voice is a little crappy at the same time. Country code. Country IS. This is how come I know definitely it is from Iceland. This website is Register Iceland. This is a list of all country codes. When it comes to the internet, comes to if you see a 2-letter abbreviation, capital letters. This is just Blogspot, a blogspot that I have found. IS is Iceland. IS, country. Wait till you see this one, folks. This is a phone number. Again, I'm not hiding anything tonight, folks. Don't go and call this number because I don't know who it belongs to, but I can tell you where it goes to. That's an area code. I want you to see for yourselves where this goes. Now, granted, I will give you Wikipedia is not always accurate for information. This is every single zip code or area code that's in the northern United States. .354 area code. That was the beginning of that phone number. Bear with me just a second because I'm making this larger so you all can see it. There it is. 354 area code. Does that look like it belongs to Iceland to anybody? Teresa Nelson, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate you coming in tonight. Where Summers find a 1-800-TBI find, where Summer would 1-800-TBI find. This is exactly what I'm showing. That's exactly why I'm showing this. This is a bunch of BS. This is a website that's registered in Iceland. But when you look up the phone number for the registered, who is registered to, they list an address of Quebec. Gayla girl, you got it. Red flags. Before I am, you all hear me say it every single time. Every single time. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful what you're reading. I don't claim to be the source of truth on this, on anything about Summer Wells. The point of my channel is always do research. Prove what I say for yourself. It's important. This website, I'm going to go on further down here. This is the web data on it. And I know a lot of this won't make sense to a lot of people. We're not in here to check out what is, we're not in here to learn all the technical stuff. Okay. What I'm in here to show you is when you look up, you can look up any website in Scam Advisor. And it's going to tell you if it's a scam, a legitimate channel, legitimate website, anything like that. Owner, redacted for privacy. Organization, privacy service provided by withheld for privacy, EHF. It does give the address, which is this building. Specifically, this area. Not the building back here. This area. Let's take a look at what this is. We were looking right here before. We just went down the building a little bit towards a park. Same street, no tricks. It's a parking garage. The website is registered to the address of a parking garage. Mimi Jean, thank you very much. Yep. It's a parking garage. This is the first image I showed you. It's the same building, just showing you up the street and down the street. So you can see I did not play any tricks. I just went and preloaded what the other end of the building was. Just preloaded what the other end of the building was. Now, from the again, there's a little bit of an issue with translation. That's why I said if you knew Icelandic, you're welcome to read it and to tell what the signs say and everything, and can research it a little bit further. There's a little bit of trouble with that's a gorgeous mountain range in the background. There's a little bit of trouble of researching the address correctly. In that this actually identifies this address that we looked up, actually identifies this as being the hotel. If I were to come down here just a little bit here, this identifies it as being the hotel. The hotel looks like it's a separate building that's across the road, but it misidentifies it as being this is the hotel. Yeah. Took about 10 minutes last night to realize, after reading this and having struggling with all the grammar, to realize that this is not a legitimate website. I'm not here to toot my own horn to say I'm right. I know what's better and I know what's right. I can make mistakes as well as anybody else. So if you're a YouTube creator that has been talking about this story, you run across my live tonight, please do not feel that I'm picking on you. I am not in any way, shape, or form. I am just saying the story doesn't go anywhere. There's nothing about this website that shows any sort of sign of legitimacy. Unfortunately, it's one of those deals where, because it's international, it's very difficult to right. Where some are 1-800 TB Fine, you're exactly right. It's very difficult, unfortunately, that to report it. It's registered. It shows it's in Iceland. Registering the information is from Canada, and also there is some information in there from the United States itself. Somebody is the benefit of this website is somebody is building to play a scam. Somebody's building information to scam something, to do something with, and you have to call out what it is for what it is. Miss Justice is exactly right. This is not legitimate. Yep. Really, unfortunately, with a website, you pay money to register a website. You can do whatever you want with it. When I very first started reading this article, I thought that this was the grammar or language that a semi-smart junior high kid that just had no long, no good grammar experience would have written this. But the fact that the way it's worded, and I've spoken to persons. I used to have a friend that was from Iceland. They spoke exactly the way the grammar is on this, and wanted to have more and more friends in the United States so they can get better at the American grammar, English grammar. Take a look at this review of this. Web shop review right in the center here. We lowered the techmetpro.com review score as we found several websites on the same server with a low trust score. Online scammers have a tendency to set up multiple malicious websites. Going to show you that again. Online scammers have a tendency to set up multiple malicious websites on one server, and sometimes more than hundreds. Is that big enough for you guys to see? You can see which websites were found under server tab of this page. IP address, HTTP status, target IP, country. Like I said, information about the US in here. This website right here is who they registered their name with when they set up this IP address. IP address in the United States. So this is multiple servers. Somebody from Iceland set this up on a server, and then they send it over to another IP address in the United States. Is what this is saying. Oh, I don't think he would be that smart. Oh, that would be interesting, but I just don't really think he's that smart. Who said what? No, it does not say who the creator is. It keeps saying name, owner. Here's the owner section. Name redacted for privacy. Organization, privacy service provided by withheld for privacy, EHF. Email address. Does anybody know about computer addresses and things like that? How web addresses and things like that work? Because that kind of to me looks like a what's called a MAC address. Right there. Kind of looks like a MAC address. But the domain says withheld for privacy.com. Administrator, same thing. Same exact information. Technical contact. Same exact information. ISP. Namecheap.com. You can ignore that Inc.com. It's how you can register websites. Country in the US. So they found a US website that you can register an IP address or register a website address, rather, which is going to go back and use. Let me see if I can find it again, folks. I'm just scanning through real quick. No, it's not up there. When you go to a web page, when you type in google.com, just use it as an example, your computer automatically changes it over to a system of numbers that's similar to this, that's registered to Google, or similar to this, but registered to Google. And this is your actual website address, not the fancy little name you type in. It's these series of numbers. We notice that this website has a very high Tranco score, meaning it has a lot of people visiting this site every month. It's, however, also a very young website, less than a year old. It may be a complete legit website offering a unique service, but we tend to be careful, as scammers also know how to get a lot of traffic to their website. Mentioning Summer Wells is going to draw a lot of attention. This can be done by cheap traffic, by buying cheap traffic, manipulating the Tranco rank technically, or by hijacking browsers of unaware computers. For example, for crypto mining, we would therefore be cautious. It gets into some technical stuff, folks. I'm not going to kid you. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with all the technical things that I've gone and bypassed on this and everything like that. But the point is that the news story that people are getting all excited about. Hello, Alley Cat. How are you doing? And in this case, excited, not in a good way. Talking about how the local media and the local news and local police have never reported this. There was no point, no need to point it, because Summer was never found. Summer has never been found. Lip lock. I do the same thing all the time when I go into other people's chats and lives. So I understand that frustration. I don't know what the bee's knees. Thank you very much for coming out. I don't know what the last name Cohen means. Who said what? That is very, very possible that it could be both. That this is set up to this website is set up to collect information and then be used at a later date and time. We don't know. So Again, I am not knocking. I want to be very clear about this. I am not knocking the channels that have been talking about this story. I hope they hear this and realize that there's a problem. I wanted to make one more comment about anything that something that's been happening in the past week before we do end, because I said I'm not going to be long at all tonight. Sunday, I had made a statement that, as far as what we were seeing the Wells as being online, was very restrained. Since then, twice, there's been a major blow up where language that is very unfortunate, I'll put it that way, has been used. September Virgo, thank you very much for coming out. I said the Sunday that we have only seen a very restrained small fraction of who the Wells are. And somebody was trying to say that they wanted to meet the Wells. What's happened in the past 2 nights is 60% of who they truly are. We have not yet seen the full 100%, but it's getting there. Be careful. Be careful. This is about to take the ugliest turn you have ever seen. And when I'm saying be careful and it's going to take the ugliest turn, if you hear Don Wells is on a panel, make sure kids are not going to hear what's about to come out. No matter what, they can come in my chat room and they can start attacking me all they want. It's not going to change one thing about what I say. Because this channel is, and this is a promise to each and every one of you, this channel is going to remain focused on summer. If you don't think that tonight, myself showing you all this information tonight, why this is important and how this is important and relating back to summer, is that somebody is setting something up. It is 100% about summer. Do I think there's an arrest coming soon? Yes. But I don't believe it's at the point where we're going to see charges related to summer. I think Don Wells is seriously on the verge of completely losing it, and it's going to get that ugly. You had some channel last night saying that they were worried about Don going to have a heart attack. I don't worry about him having a heart attack. I worry about him having a fit of rage and actually physically going after somebody. I'd say last night he was at 60%. I'm just giving you what I feel and what I think is going on, folks. Tonight was not about me giving you information for you to go research. It was about me giving you information and showing you what's going on. Canadian Cookie, thank you very much for coming out. Penny, thank you very much for coming out. Carrie's got it right. He is a ticking time bomb. He's a ticking time bomb. Guys, I literally said I was only going to be about half hour, 45 minutes tonight, and look where I am. I'm almost 45 minutes. Yep. Going to leave you guys have a few moments to, if you have any questions that you want to ask real quick, I can try to give you an answer, or one of my mods or any of the other creators. Lip Lock No More is here. If I may not know an answer to something, they may, and they're more than welcome to answer. Yeah. Lisa Kluckner, I agree. He doesn't need to be around them. I can't see the moon yet. I have to wait for another hour, I believe, so I'll be able to see it. It's just a weird angle that I have to wait for it to get up or clear for me to be able to see it from where my apartment views. But I'll definitely take your word for it. Lip Lock No More. That's exactly why I'm saying make sure when he's on a panel or up live or anything like that for a little while here, make sure there are no kids around. No kids are within earshot or be able to see this, because I got a bad feeling that it's going to get nasty. This is like I said, this is about 60%. I don't know what other way of explaining it. It's about 60% of who he truly is. Thank you, Canadian Cookie. I appreciate that. Yep, it's just a matter of time. All right, folks. Like I said, I was only going to be about a half hour, 45 minutes tonight. I need to figure out something for eat tonight and get myself to bed because I got to be at work early in the morning. But I couldn't sit on this till tomorrow night. This needed to be gotten out quickly and as quick as possible. And this is the opportunity that I had to put it out there. So I will be going live tomorrow night. I promise you that. I've already said that I would. If you listen to Kimmy's Lounge, that I already said I was going to go live tomorrow night. So I will talk to you all tomorrow night. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the Friday evening. And thank you very much for coming out and listening to me tonight. Before I go, it is 9:00 at night. Do you know where your kids are? It's 9:00 on East Coast time. I know it's earlier in the other time zones, but still, do you know where your kids are tonight? No matter how young or how old they are, please give them an extra hug or a kiss, or give them a text message, and make sure they know that you are important, that they are important to you. It can make a difference to somebody. Have a wonderful night, all. Good night. My name is RJ. RJ has been Conversations Living Room, and I'm out.